The question, Neil. I think that's the thinking. The pendulum has swung fully when we started this conversation. Back last March, we were asked to think about, the possibility. Well, maybe it was more like May, about the possibility of a hybrid model, and we swung from that to the commissioner asking us for a full return model, saying the goal here should be to get every student back and pressure test. That was the term of art that was used to say, can we take our population of students and put them back in our schools with modifications that gives them potentially a 3-foot distance between students and staff. And as you know, that created quite a bit of controversy around whether or not 3 feet is even a number, because everywhere else in the world it seems that 6 feet is the number, but 3 feet seems to be okay with young kids somehow. And so that pushed a lot of communities, and I think Lexington was one of the first to come out, as you probably know, to say we're kind of rebuking this idea of a 3-foot move. So Framingham is not too dissimilar in that regard, where we talked with our Board of Health, with Sam Wong in particular, as mentioned, and Dr. Wong was comfortable with the hybrid approach, bringing back some percentage of students on an A-B type of schedule, alternating weeks. But as you mentioned, he did request that we delay the start of that model. In doing so would mean we would start fully remote. So the question we have, or that I guess nobody can really predict the future here, is for how long would we be full remote before we would transition to a hybrid model? And that I don't know. We're thinking of dividing the year. Our proposal is to divide the year into 1/6 intervals, as opposed to a semester or a quarter. And that would give us a shorter block of time to kind of watch what's happening. Are there situations of COVID-19 spikes in surrounding communities? How are other school districts, managing this? And it will give us an idea to see about when we can come back and re-enter. So, in short, yes, I support the idea. I think the school committee will support the idea. It's ultimately going to be their vote next week, and but that would be the plan. It's a hybrid model with a full remote to start, and that, again, we don't know the exact timeline. The conversation's been a couple of months, so I guess one could deduce from that September and October would be fully remote, but nothing's been decided yet. In fact, the state's asked us not to even put forward a specific plan until August, but I guess that's around the corner. So most districts are starting to move in some direction now. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
All right, Neil, that was a question that we had submitted from you. Are you all set?
Yeah, that's the only question I had.
Excellent, thanks a lot.
Yeah, and feel free, for everyone on media, you may already be doing this anyway. We're recording the session. Feel free to capture any of my comments as my quote, or even capture, if you need to capture a sound bite. I don't know how the quality is, for you, but again, these are intended to be ways to communicate with our stakeholders. So I appreciate your help in getting the messaging out. So however you want to do that, I'll try to look as, appropriate as possible on the calls, even in the early morning, but again, I want to make this accessible to you, so this will help you with stories, so you can just grab these sound bites, whatever's easiest.